right, I'm ready for some Breggy. Ooh, I just spit all over my computer. Breggy news.
All right, me too. Okay, breaking news is rocking and rolling in the internet airwaves. Welcome to Breaking News, everybody. Our host, Breggy's here, bringing you the most paranormal news that you've ever seen in your entire life.
I don't know about that.
So, you only have two breaking news today.
Yeah, only two. I want to change it up a little bit. I feel like it could get a little boring with too much breaking news, so we're gonna try a new thing after breaking news and see how it goes over with everybody.
Right, so I planned for us be ending early because we're not prepared. And I have an extra real or fake video that I snuck
Ooh.
at the end, maybe, if we need it. It's lying in wait, like a
Ooh.
cobra.
All right, let's see what happens.
All right, so what breaking news do you want first?
Let's do the 25 wild details behind the making of Paranormal Activity movies.
Oh,
Not that.
God almighty. There it is.
There it is. Okay, great.
Now, I did not see the last movie, the Ghost Dimension.
I didn't. I think I've only saw the first two.
Actually, one of my first dates with my wife was to see Paranormal Activity. Later on, did I realize she kind of doesn't like horror movies, and she was just being nice. So,
Well, that's good.
props. I turned around and she was shoving a taco right in. Hi.
Good. All right, so here we go. So in the late 2000s, we had Paranormal Activity. This film exploded the market with talks of it being perhaps the scariest film to ever been released. The found footage format had been used with the Blair Witch Project, but Paranormal Activity's humble beginnings made it the talk of the town. It capitalized on efficient marketing among the first films to truly use social media for promotion. And rumors swirled if it had been a true story. Once the first film took off in popularity, a vast number of sequels were made until the franchise came to an end in 2015. It had become one of the more annoying franchises as the scares and thrills were mostly gone near its end, and the found footage format had been saturated for quite some time. But let's not forget that the original Paranormal Activity was a thing of originality. Its director, Oren Peli, deserves recognition for his efforts and hard work alone. A lot of work was required to make this film a reality, and the facts behind the development of the film are intriguing bits of trivia. So here we go. So these are 25 basically things you didn't know about Paranormal Activity that you're going to know now.
Cool. I like that first film a lot.
No, I thought it was very well. Made very well. But what's intriguing about it is that they compared to Blair Witch, or the way they shot it. But Blair Witch also, when it came out, the debate was it real or not?
Right. I mean, I think this was known not to be real.
Well, apparently not, man. What I just read.
Okay, go ahead.
Great. All right, so number 25. The movie was shot in 2006, but didn't come out until 2009.
Oh, shit.
This should have been fairly easy to assume for people who have actually seen Paranormal Activity. Then again, a lot of movies do have a knack of keeping a setting 2 years in the future or past for no reason. Which is why it may have been an assumption by viewers that the first film was also shot in 2009, the year it was released worldwide. However, the film retains the 2006 date it was shot in during the film's events as well. Number 24, the director used his own house in the movie. No way. No one's going to be offering you an exquisite location to shoot your movie, which may or may not end up being one of the most profitable films ever to be released before it becomes popular.
Yo,
Likewise,
did you know that this movie cost nothing to make and made a shit ton of money?
Yeah, man, I'll get there. Thanks.
Oh, wow. All right, I'll just go ahead. No. You go ahead.
Do we want to call this Mike news? Mike paranormal news? I don't. Did we change something? Yeah, exactly. So likewise, the director had little options other than using his own house for filming. While shooting was in motion, the action took place in the director's humble abode. It may have been motivated due to financial constraints, but the decision ultimately ended up paying off. Number 23, the devil in the details. Partially why the director might have been terrified by horror films would be due to the nature of films like Saw or Hostel, presenting their material with excessive violence. The director did not have such intentions. His vision had always been to keep things I can't talk.
Well, you're doing a great job.
Great. The director forewent on making Paranormal Activity a more up-to-date horror by adding in a lot of awful things, and instead kept it simple by relying on genuine scares in a way that had not been perfected up until that point. Number 22, performances were improvised. Films that incorporate the use of improv have proven to be more on the creative side and deliver in bountiful ways. It works in big budget films like Thor and does wonders in a small production such as Paranormal Activity. Mika and Katie, the same names as their characters, were told right from the start that there was no real script and they'd have to improvise their performances. It makes sense, too. The film wasn't conventional in any way, and the filming style would have hindered a scripted performance.
So that entire movie is improvised?
For the most part, yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, man.
I would have never, usually with improvised stuff, like, when they do it in the, like, funny movies. I love
comedies. You mean comedies? Comedy?
When they do it in comedies, you could tell they're doing it. But I enjoy those parts the most. Like, I get genuine laughs there.
Mm-hmm.
I had no inkling that any of that was improvised at all.
All right.
What's wrong with saying funny movies?
I'm just saying the correct term is comedies. All right, number 21. This is going to take a while. I'm going to just shorten this up a little bit.
Yeah, thank God.
I thought
it was going to go on forever.
Number 21, the stars... Shut up. Number 21, the stars were only paid $500 each.
Oh, fuck.
I'm sure they got a little bit more.
Yeah, they did.
There was probably a contract where it was like, depending on what we gross, you'll get this amount of money. But originally, they were only paid $500 each. Mika's hidden talent at the films incorporate. All the films incorporate the found footage style of filming. The later movies simply replicated this successful formula whose origins were mainly budgetary rather than by design. Mika did do the camera work as seen in the film. So one of the characters also did the camera work.
Holy shit.
Number 19, filming only took a week to complete.
Yo, that's why this movie's crazy, man. They banged it out pretty cheap, and they just nailed it. They just nailed it.
Number 18, the sequel's director was replaced. Not only did the found footage format capture the attention of the audience, but it also sucked in mainstream directors who by then wanted a piece of the action too. Paranormal Activity 2 initially had a different director than the one who completed the film. Saw director Kevin Gruchert had been roped in for the job, but was then replaced. The reason? Lionsgate didn't want him working for the competition and took advantage of a contractual clause that forced Kevin to return and film Saw 3D. So basically, they didn't want him to do another horror movie.
Right. You know what was not good? Saw 3D.
I did not. I watched the first maybe 3 or 4, and I stopped.
I just watch them every time, and I don't like gory, simply, what do they call it? Like murder porn?
Sure.
I don't like those type of...
Slasher movies?
Slasher movies are a little bit different. Like, the Saw is let's see how fucked up and bad you're going to feel about how gross the thing that's happening on screen is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm done. I don't know if I'm, old. I can't do it anymore.
I mean, you're old, but I don't know if that has anything
You're
to do
just
with it.
as old as me.
Don't worry about that. All right, here we go. Number 17, sequels were planned before the first movie was even released.
Oh, wow. Yo, just skip to the top 5.
Oh, man.
Just skip to the top 5. I think we're all dying here. You know what I mean?
Number 14, Sundance Festival rejected the movie. Number 13, audiences actually walked out of the movie. Number 12, it actually made money before it even hit theaters.
Wow.
All right, here's the last top 5 facts you didn't know. The director had no experience originally. Number 4, the director had to pay for his own equipment. Number 3, the editing process. By this point, you should have figured this out by yourself, but let's inform you either way. The director didn't have any production team while making the film, and although he employed Mika to be the cameraman, there was a lot of editing to be done. He achieved the editing aspect by completing this work while filming was going on. So basically, he did everything. Number 2, Steven Spielberg's big scare. It was a stroke of luck or maybe an actual ghost that prompted Steven Spielberg to give this approval for the film.
Oh, wow.
After Jason Blum convinced Spielberg to get a view of the film, the director was so taken by the film's horror that he became rather jumpy. Once the film had ended, his room's door locked from the inside. Spielberg was forced to summon a locksmith and then proceeded to bring the DVD of the film in a garbage can to the studio due to his superstition.
Damn.
And number 1, Dreamworks remake plans. Even with Spielberg's stamp of approval, the studio had planned on making Paranormal Activity a larger budgeted film aimed for DVD release. The director would have helmed the film again, but would have to redo his work. These plans changed thanks to early screenings of the movie, scaring the daylights out of test audiences. Now armed with the knowledge that the film would definitely bring in the scares, DreamWorks proceeded ahead with the original prepared film. Imagine how a big budget Paranormal Activity would have looked like, though. I think it would have looked like shit.
What's up, Nick Groff? So listen, that was a long fucking article.
Sorry, man. Well, you know what? We're not even a half hour into the show.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna mix this up. Now, I told my mother about the show. And I was like, yo, like, people sort of watch. Like, people are listening. And
depends on the day.
She said, are you going to bring me back on the show? And guess what? It's happening right now.
Great.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Hello?
Hi, this is Mike Diamond. Due to a request from audiences, you are back on the Real or Fake show with Michael James and Chris Bergenser. How are you?
Hello, Michael.
So, people wanted you back on the show.
Oh, that's exciting.
I have a question for you.
Yes?
I know this isn't your thing. What was your favorite spooky movie?
Well, believe it or not, I was terrified of the movie The Birds.
That's a good one, though.
Yeah, Chris said that's a good one. Hey, listen, Alfred Hitchcock.
Yes.
Master of horror.
I had to watch that in college.
Chris said that he had to watch it in college. Now, what made you afraid? Just the idea of birds taking you down at any moment?
Probably because I was only in 4th grade.
Oh, that's messed up. How did you see that movie?
Well, in my day, they had Saturday Night at the Movies, and that's what you did. You watched the Saturday Night at the Movie.
All right. Well,
I would say the Birds and Psycho.
Both Hitchcock.
Yeah.
Yeah, Psycho was pretty scary.
That was chilling.
I agree. What are you doing over there? What's happening right now?
Well, right now, I'm in a lot of pain.
Why? What's going on?
My left foot is all messed up, so I don't know. I have to call the doctor tomorrow.
All right. Well, listen, I think we all speak for your foot, and we hope that it's feeling better as soon as possible.
Thank you. I hope it does, too, because I've got a lot of things to do. I need to rock and roll here.
I feel that, man. You gotta hustle. You gotta make it happen.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you for that insight, and I'm sure we'll be bothering you in the future.
Okay. Thanks for requesting me.
Tell your mom I said hello, and everybody in the chat says she's adorable.
People in the chat are telling you that you're adorable, and Christopher himself says hello.
Aw. Send in your love, Chris.
Right back at you.
Maybe
He says right back at you. I'm wearing headphones.
Okay.
All right, see ya.
I love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye. We're gonna make that a regular thing.
Yeah.
I should have put us on. All right, you want to go to your second Breggy news?
Sure. Wait, before we go into the second breaking news.
Yeah. Oh my God, we're like really derailing here.
Yeah, whatever, man. We got a half hour, you know?
Yep.
The general just texted me,
Oh my God.
and he wants me to tell a story of an experience my mother had growing up in Brooklyn.
Can you call them and have them tell the story themselves? Do it. Do it. Do it. Parent episode. Parent episode. Watch out, everybody. It's the parent episode.
All right, let me. I'm asking my dad first, because let's
Just spring it on him, you know? I'm sorry, General and Mom Show. I know you watch. I'm sorry. I just want you on here. I want to hear that voice.
All right, let's jump into the next breaking news, and then I'll call after.
Okay. So, breaking news 2. Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Yo, I'm gonna say I turned it on.
Yeah.
Because having this new baby, I have a lot of time where I'm just feeding a bottle. And I'm watching Netflix. Okay.
Okay. You watched that before you watched Hill House?
I want to focus on that. I want to focus on Hill House so we could talk about it. I've been fucking up. I'm sorry. But I put this on.
I have 2 episodes left.
Well, I'm going to start tonight, Chris. I'm going to start tonight. So I watched Sabrina, and there were parts of it that I enjoyed. It was like kind of like trippy, weird, spooky, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's definitely like teen movie-ish. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, this is about them getting sued, basically.
I know. I'm interested. I did not read the article on purpose because I want to see what's going on.
So it sounds like so this is from Deadline.com. It sounds like a devil's bargain was not struck, but that Warner Brothers and the Satanic Temple have settled the $50 million and an injunction seeking copyright suit the True Believers brought on November 8th against the producers of The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. So The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is now on Netflix. It's very popular, very different from the original.
So that's this new show.
Correct.
Okay, go ahead.
A spokesperson for the studio declined to add more details of the confidential deal. However, the Satanist did have a bit more to say. This is a quote. The unique elements of the Satanic Temple's, I don't even know how to pronounce that word, with children's statue have been acknowledged in the credits of episodes which have originally been filmed. Co-founder Lucine Greaves said in a statement Wednesday of the Netflix show series starring Kieran Shipka, the remaining terms of the settlement are subject to a confidentiality agreement. So basically, they paid them off. Basically, long story short, I'm not even going to go read the rest of this fucking article. So long story short, they were getting sued because they were basically putting the statue of satanic rituals and whatnot.
Is this? I forgot what city it was, but they put up a statue for like a children's park, I believe, or like I don't know, or a public park, where like they pay. I don't know what happened. I'm butchering the story, but they basically like donated money or did something positive, but they also put up this satanic like statue. Is that what we're talking about?
No, well, basically they misrepresented in the show what the satanic statue and the representation meant.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So the satanic group went and sued Netflix and Warner Brothers.
I see.
So basically what happens now is those studios, instead of going to court and everything else, just settle.
Okay.
And they probably paid off the satanic group a ridiculous amount of money, which they're not going to tell you because then it's going to be in the news that Warner Brothers and Netflix paid off this satanic group a ridiculous amount of money, hence the confidentiality agreement.
Right. Now, you know what's crazy? Like, they have such a bad rap. This, like, Satanism, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But the group themselves are oftentimes very, like, progressive in their thinking.
Right.
And, like, promoting, like, rights for people and stuff like that. It's so weird. It just really shows how our society today really looks at the bare minimum and isn't looking to see more. You know?
Well, I also think our society today just a lot of people just need to be angry about something and fight you on something.
Right.
When at the same time it's just like, does that make, like, for me it's just, does that make you happy? Like, okay, go do your shit. I don't as long as it's not like hurting people and like whatever and absolutely ridiculous, like to the point of like people are dying, whatever bullshit. But like, if that's what you're into and that's what you want to support, go right ahead. But I'm not going to stop you shit.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, whatever.
I agree, Chris. Well, that's cool. You know, I guess now, do these settlements, is it like a regular thing? Like, do they just kind of rush them through pretty much? Like, yeah, take your money. Like, I don't want to deal with it.
They don't want to go to court because they're worried about what would happen if the judge sided with the person that's actually suing them.
Right. So they lose like a more substantial amount of money.
Correct. They could lose rights. They could
shit.
You know what I'm saying? So for them, here's $10 million. We good? We're good.
How much do you think they paid?
I bet you they paid at least 15 to 20.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, I hope the Satanic Church does something positive with that money, for sure.
I mean, man, maybe just build more statues.
That's cool. It's a fucking metal as fuck statue, too. It's fucking awesome.
I
like the goat. It reminds me Slipknot, Iowa. You ever hear of that album?
No. So what also happens too, though, with all that stuff is like, especially out here, is where like you might have an idea, write it up, you pitch it to people, and if somebody steals your idea and makes something of it, like we've talked about on Breaking News before, the idea of Stranger Things got stolen. And
right, that was when you went into the nitty gritty of that. Like, it was very similar.
Right, and what happened was you haven't heard anything about it because most likely, now I don't know for sure, but most likely I think they just paid the guy off. Now, if I was that guy, I would want to be paid for every season.
Right, you want to get in deep.
I want the money for the idea, and I want money for every season and how much it grow, like what all the stuff that comes out of it, like toys and all games and everything else that has been coming out. I want all that money.
Right, I agree.
Not all of it, but I want a part of that money. Like, you stole my idea, you shit on me, you were a dick. I want all that money.
Yeah, it was pretty unbelievable how similar the premise was for them anyway. So
it was to the point of like on TMZ they showed where it actually looked like they almost took it word for word.
I know, dude. That's what I'm saying.
Part of the idea, and all they did was change some things here and there, and they changed the title, and they were like, "Oh no, we came up with this."
Yeah, dude, it's fucking crazy.
Garbage. Fucking
garbage.